let's just start it. And this is Eric. I'm here with
Jonathan,
and what year are you graduating?
2028.
Okay. And what is your major?
I'm a biology major.
Okay, could you give us a little introduction about why do you choose this major?
I chose biology major because I want to do pre-med in the future, and with the specific goal of being a physician, maybe in orthopedics.
Nice. Could you give us a little bit more details about the favorite class you have at UCLA?
So far, I'm doing the prerequisites for my major, and out of those, I think my favorite is chemistry. I thought that the professor has a pretty good teaching approach, and he offers you have the chance to learn stuff yourself, and there's also a lot of resource you can use, like office hours too.
Okay, nice. Do you think there's a challenge for you when you're just getting to UCLA, and how did you try to adapt to it?
I think I had to get used to home and school being combined into one place, because before high school, you go to school and your life at school is just there. And then here, your dorm is right next to your school, so everything's combined together. And also the schedule of classes is pretty different. High school, you're doing 6 classes. Over here, it's more like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I got used to it by trying to schedule out what I'm going to do every day, and also prioritizing what I need to do first.
So, what would you say is the favorite aspect you have so far at UCLA?
I like how there's always a lot of things to do. They have a lot of sports, clubs, and social events that people can go to. Besides that, there's also facilities available. I can just go to place to open rec, play basketball or badminton or something like that. Or I can also choose to participate in different clubs.
Okay, so what kind of clubs are you joining right now?
Right now I'm in wrestling club and ACA, American Chinese Association, and TSA, Taiwanese Student Association.
Nice. Oh, so for your major wise, is there any source you can use internship over the campus, you think so far?
I think there's a lot of internship opportunity because the school is pretty close to medical school. You can intern with faculty there. There's also jobs related to medical field like EMS, and I applied for that one before too.
What kind of job are you working right now?
Currently I'm working as community service officer with UC Police Department, and our job is mainly campus security and keeping residence hall and the campus safe.
Nice. So there's a lot of people saying that the public school has a common problem of having big classroom. What do you think about it so far?
I think it's true that the classes can be big for lecture hall, but all the classes also do offer discussion. And every single discussion class I take in is probably no more than 20 people. So it's a pretty small class size, and you're able to get help from TAs and other instructors when you need it.
So let's go a little bit back about your UC applications. So what kind of stuff have you prepared so far? Before to do in your UC application? Specifically extracurricular wise?
For my UC application, some of my main extracurriculars were being part of the high school wrestling team, and also I had a medical research internship at a medical school close to my house, and I was really involved with that, and I think it helped my application. Besides that, I also started 2 clubs at school and was part of wrestling and badminton team too.
Nice. So besides that, how's your grades in high school like?
I think I had a pretty high GPA compared to others for my school, and I think that also helped my application because just to get into school, you need to have a pretty solid GPA already.
Yeah. So some people might confusing how many APs you have to take along high school. So what would you say? How many APs have you taken in high school?
High school, I took 14 APs, but I think that can help the application, but it's not necessarily required for applying to school.
So what is how many amounts of AP courses does your school average student taking?
My school, I think, since it offered so many, the average student took maybe, I would say, more than 8
More than 8?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good amount. I mean, that's like the average amount people apply for UCLA. Also, for your high school courses, is there any like course selection strategies you think there are?
For high school, I was just trying to get a lot of science APs because I already knew I wanted to do a life science pre-med track. So I tried to take AP biology, chemistry, and physics. But to do that, I needed to finish the honor courses before that. So that took most of the 4 years to do those classes.
Okay, so you just said that you took AP chemistry and biology and physics. So besides that, is there any more AP course you took before?
I also took Chinese, AP World History, AP US History, Economics, Calculus AB, BC, Statistics, AP Lang and AP Lit.
Okay, so that's basically like all the required AP you can take for a STEM major.
Yeah, I would say that. I took most of the offered APs at my high school.
Okay, nice. Okay, so you remember that like UC application you need to write like 4 essays, and which one do you remember so far, and could you give us a little bit details about it?
The one I remember most was an essay about why wellness and healthy habits are important to me. And this is also tied to my goal to be pre-med when I go to college. To write this essay, I also tied it to wrestling and going to the gym, which I was part of in high school. And I focused that being part of these exercise activities helped me to succeed in school because they helped me develop healthy routines and know what to do in my everyday schedules.
Nice. So you think it's important to tie the topics to whatever you do in your daily life and how it helps you to go to the next goal, you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's pretty important to tie extracurricular to like an overall theme in your applications.
Okay, nice. Thank you for answering that. Okay, so a lot of people was worried about the time they have to write essays. So when did you start to write your essay for UC application?
For me, I started writing in summer, but before I started actually writing the essay, I first worked on a list of my extracurricular. I think I used a Google spreadsheet or something like that. And then I list down my biggest activities, how many hours per week I spend on them, and what category they fall into, whether it's like sports or volunteering or research. And then using that, because this list is required for UC application anyways, so it's nice to have that, but I also use this to help format my essay before I started.
Okay, nice. Thank you for sharing that. So at the end, could you give a little bit advice to people who want to apply to UCLA?
I would say that it's important to maintain a good GPA because that's kind of the foundation for your application. And besides that, try to get extracurriculars that are, they make you kind of well-rounded, but also apply to like the theme you have in your application. And try to use those to give the application a sense of who you are and why you want to attend the schools.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good answer. Thank you.